University is a total waste of time. If you want time freedom and financial stability, why on earth would you ever consider university? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's kick this off with some facts. Now, a survey which was carried out on 2,000 graduates by the college professor AC Grayling's, the private university in London, 96% of graduates surveyed said that they had switched careers by the age of 24. The study also indicated that 45% of college graduates will not have a job that requires the skills of the degree that they went for. And then there was a study done with employers, and a further 2 in 5, 39% of 14,925 employers which were surveyed said a degree was not essential for the job roles that they had. The landscape has changed. Now, I also want to say I've interviewed hundreds of uni students and people who are on the fence, people who are just about to go to uni, and those who have graduated doing street interviews. And I can tell you now, one of the biggest problems we have while we dive into all of this is, why do people go to university? And I can back this up because I've interviewed many of them. You can go check out some of my short form content and actually hear the responses. To please my parents, because my uncle, my mum, my dad, my sister went to university, because family members want to keep up reputation and they want the bragging rights. You know, a mum or a dad wants to turn around and say, oh, my son and daughter went to university. They went to Oxford. All of this is just so old, and we need to step away from this, because my point is, what's the one thing that every single conscious adult wants? Time freedom. And in order to have time freedom, you need financial stability. How do you obtain, in the modern day and age, financial stability? Is it building a business, low entry, low cost? You can build an incredibly profitable business whilst working a full-time job until your business replaces your job, and then you can have multiple streams of income, predominantly passive at about 60%, to then enjoy life? Or do you go into the system where, by the way, I've never met someone who has a burning desire to be a lawyer or a doctor. And I am grateful for lawyers and doctors because we need them. But the point of this video is to get you thinking, is that the path you really want to take? When really the ultimate goal, regardless of whatever job or career you choose, is time freedom. To pursue passions, hobbies, be around loved ones, children, watch them grow up, to travel, to experience life. We're here for one time, so why are we not trying to obtain freedom? You do not get freedom by becoming a doctor who has to train for years, rack up a load of debt, then you have to train for multiple years after, same for a lawyer, at a base pay, then you're capped anyway, you're told what to do, you are assigned a life, you are still within the system, and then you're stressed to the high heavens, working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours. You go ask a doctor who is doing 80 hours a week, who's underpaid for what they do for saving lives, understaffed, stressed out, losing their hair. You ask them if they're living a life of time freedom, regardless of whether they're on a pay packet of 150 grand or 200 grand a year. They're not living a life of time freedom. So when it comes down to your parents wanted you to go, or it's about keeping up appearances and having the bragging rights, those are not good reasons to be going to university. You know, Jim Rohn said it perfectly. Formal education will earn you a living. Yes, you'll get a job, but that job isn't secure. Your employer isn't going to hire you for life. There's no guarantees. You're always giving control away. You know, you could go into science, you could go into tech or software, whatever it might be. And yes, you could get a very good job, but you're not safe because you've still given away control. And this is my big message, in which I talk about in my content, is we need to get over titles. We need to take away the ego, the chip on the shoulder of telling people I'm this and I'm that and I do this and I do that, and having these bragging rights, because those bragging rights keep you tied down. It's not about that. It's about having purpose, fulfillment, time freedom, and you obtain that through building your own thing. We are in a world of abundance of information. Podcasts, YouTube, all the social media platforms, events, seminars, TEDx talks. The list is endless. Google, you can find out and learn anything, but you just have to put in the effort. I've never found that it's ever made any sense to go and sit in a lecturer's classroom to teach you about business and economics when they've never built a business, or they don't really know too much about how capitalism works or the economy. They've never done it. It doesn't make sense to listen to someone who hasn't actually done it. As the saying goes, you also never take advice about money from someone who hasn't made as much money as you. I would never go to a financial advisor to ask how to make money if the financial advisor hasn't made more money than me. So self-education, if you just apply it, it's limitless. If you learn on your own, just take it upon yourself to learn yourself and then apply, you will outrun what you would ever do in university. And for me to go and spend 4 years, for the reason why some people say they go to university is because they met great people and the network and the contacts. I'm sorry, I call absolute BS on that. And if you disagree with me, let me know. But what I would say in the comments, if you disagree, back it up with real context and real facts. Because here's the thing, when people turn around and say, well, university, yes, okay, I didn't actually pursue the job role that I wanted to do, but I met great people. I'm sorry, it's just the biggest load of nonsense I've ever heard. And I feel that that's an excuse from people who regret going to university, but that's their fallback because it allows them to sleep at night. I never went to college and I never went to uni, and I have a network worth about $2.8 billion. I have some incredibly powerful people on my phone book, and I can make some incredibly powerful and very door-opening phone calls as and when, and there's not a lot of people I can't get hold of as long as I make the right phone calls, and there's not a lot of rooms I cannot get in central London, which would be incredibly important for me and my business, because I spent the time networking and applying, and I didn't waste time. And I think some of my final points here that I really want to hit across is time is of the essence. So to sign up and give away at a cost of debt as well, 3-4 years to train for something that facts say that you are unlikely to go ahead and actually do, when most uni students, let's face it, they're in Sainsbury's or Tesco's. Why would you go to uni when you could spend 4 years building a digital online business from home, low cost, which gives you all this cash flow that then you have time freedom? That is what we all want. There is no denying that that is what we want. Time freedom. Who in their right mind would ever turn around and say, I am happy to go to uni because I want to work 60, 70 hours, break my body, be old, decrepit, paying into a pension, and I'm happy to retire at 68, possibly job hopping here and there, being told what to do, being a part of the system and being assigned my entire life when I can go on holiday, when I can go to the loo, when I can have a break, when I have to do this, and when I can see my family. No one in their right mind wants that. We all want time freedom, and the modern day and age in 2024, as of recording this, if you want time freedom, you have to take it upon yourself to do that. I am 31 years old, and I can tell you now, my yearly salary in which I pay myself is more than a doctor. A high paying doctor right now who's been doing that their entire life, who is stressing out right now somewhere in the country, and they are doing 60, 70 hours and they're complaining about the NHS. I'm grateful for doctors, but it doesn't have to be your path. And when I speak to a lot of young, on the fence, potential graduate students who are going to uni, and they say to me, I don't know why I'm going, my parents want me to go, it frustrates me to the high heavens and back, because we're sending people into university or peer pressuring them in when they have so much ability to do other things. It's a real shame, but university in my eyes is an absolute waste of time. I think we've covered off everything. I had my notepad today because I didn't want to miss out, because this is a super important subject. If you do agree, let me know. If you can relate to this, please do hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know in the comments whether you agree or disagree. It's always interesting to see the split, because I find the ones that disagree went to uni and they're feeling regret, or the ones that went to uni and they're thinking that they should have done something else, but they've followed through with it and it's like a denial phase, so they stick by their guns. If everyone could have time freedom, why would you not? Well, time freedom is built through self-education, not formal. Until the next video, I will see you all very soon.